I'm going to show you how I make my lazy pasta dish. So I started with some chickpea pasta in boiling water and sea salt. Once that was boiling, I started sauteing some frozen sweet peas in olive oil. Really simple, and then I added some fresh cracked black pepper. Then I started prepping my parsley, just some fresh parsley. And while I was prepping the parsley, the pasta was ready. I pretty much just boiled it for 6 minutes. Then it was time to drain it. Once I drained the pasta, I tossed in some olive oil and just with my bare hands, just gave it a nice little toss so it wouldn't stick together when I was ready to use it. Then I added the warm sweet peas that were sauteed in olive oil in the same bowl with the pasta, placed it in the refrigerator so it could cool. While that was cooling, I chopped up the parsley. Then I started chopping up a shallot. I didn't have a lot of shallot, it was a really small one. So I just chopped that up like a nice rough dice. Once that was diced, I started chopping up some onions as well because I didn't have enough shallot, just less than like a third of an onion. So not a lot, just enough. So I diced that up as well and I added it to the bowl with the shallot and the parsley. And then I also just placed that aside, checked the pasta to see how if it was cooled, gave it a little toss, placed it back in the refrigerator just so it could cool further. And what I did was open a can of my favorite tuna fish. And once I did that, I pulled the bowl out of the fridge. It was nice and cool. I added the shallots, parsley, and onion, gave a little toss. Then I added the can of tuna straight from the can. It was drained, so it was perfect. And I added a little sea salt, some black pepper, and then of course some mayo. Add enough mayo to your liking. I didn't want it to be too mayo-y, so just the right amount is perfect for me. Once I did that, I tossed everything together. And then to kind of really just bring it together, I added a little Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon and a half, and then I just tossed it further. And then, of course, I always have to taste it because I've been making this for a while, but any reason for me to taste it, it was delicious. It's always just the same exact thing, delicious and perfect for leftovers for the next day. So we ate that for dinner. My husband is obsessed with this, by the way, and I did save some for the next day. Definitely give this a try. Rewatch this video if you need to. Comment below, let me know how it turns out. It is my go-to lazy pasta when I don't really feel like cooking.